Hello everyone, you are all welcome to lecture number 1108, and today's topic is in continuation, that is importance of coding and language programming. And in the last lecture, if you remember, I gave the example of human grandmother with low energy, lot of knowledge, but she cannot prepare the kose, while her son or grandson or granddaughter is coming and request, and then she is giving the instruction, and granddaughter and son, they have lot of energy but they have no knowledge. That is actually the computer, and human beings, they are giving the instruction in the form of code, and that code is assembled there, and it is already done in the form of product. That is actually basic concept for school children to understand the meaning of coding. That one small fragment of code is accumulated and it is assembled, and then the full language programming is coming. Now the second part, that is called language programming for artificial intelligence and computer. If you go for language programming, there are lot of language programming, dozens. C, C++, C+++, Java, Python, Go, so many are there. And the question is, some of the students are asking this question, that sir, why one language programming would have been okay, like C, or like Python, or like Java? Why we have to go for different type of language programming? So for that, the simplest example what I am giving, and this example is for secondary school or even primary school children, or even for those who are laymen, because there are two type of people who are nowadays dealing with new emerging technology. One without any scientific background, the other ones, they have scientific background but they are not computer trained. So the third group is computer trained. For computer trained, it is easy for them to understand different coding and language programming, but for scientific ones, at least they can understand integer, character and all these things, language, numbers. But for layman, I mean the from art side or social science or management, the children, they cannot understand unless there is some very simple example. So let me give you the simple example of language programming, why we have different type of language tools. I call it different type of language tools. So here I am going to use cutting tool. Cutting tools. First we have one axe. Second is knife. And third one is scissor. We have three cutting tools. One is axe, other one is knife, and third one is scissor. Now we have watermelon, other one is tree, and third one is cloth. You have three items. One is tree, wood, very thick, big size tree. Other one is watermelon. Third one is cloth. And you have cutting tools. One is axe, other one is knife, kitchen knife, and the third one is scissor. So if suppose you are going to cut the watermelon, out of these three, which tool, cutting tool, just like language tool, Java language tool, C language tool, Python language tool, in the same way, here the different tools. If suppose you are bringing axe and you are hitting this watermelon with axe, no, this tool is not appropriate for cutting the watermelon, because once you are hitting the axe, the whole of the watermelon will be destroyed and it will be scattered rather than cutting. Then second, if you are bringing scissor, it cannot cut properly. But if you are bringing sharp kitchen knife, very nicely you can cut watermelon. So for watermelon, your cutting tool very appropriate is your knife, not axe, not scissor. Then if suppose you are going to cut the tree, so for cutting the tree, if you are bringing a knife, can it cut the tree, big tree? No. If you are bringing scissor, scissor can cut? No. Here, the best cutting tool to cut the tree, big tree, is axe. So this one is applicable to cut the big tree. And the other one is cloth. If you want to cut the cloth in a very smooth way, is it by axe you can cut? No, this tool is not appropriate. It can cut, but there will be a lot of, I can say, disturbance, or it will not be properly done. Then if you are bringing knife and if you are cutting the knife like this, again it cannot be cut properly unless you bring the scissor. And scissor if you are using, so scissor is the best cutting tool for cloth, that is your scissor. So in the same way, there are different language tools for different purpose, and they are not fit for every purpose. In the same way like here, that's why some of the language tools, they are very fast, but there may be some chance of error. So we will not prefer. Some tool may be not very fast, stable, moderate, and without much error. That one will be used for industries, for other purposes. Other type of language tools are used. That is the basic principle, basic concept of these different type of languages. And coding, the same I have given you the example. So different languages, especially for computer. So in computer, if you are going to get the space for memory to store your language space, you cannot go and store. In the same way, again I am giving the example. If a child is going to get admitted, you are taking one child for secondary school, you are meeting principal that I want to admit my child to class 8. Principal will not say, okay, he is admitted. No, he will not do like that. He will first ask what is his name, what is his previous qualification, what is his family background, what is his father's name, mother's name, son of the soil, locality, what type of background he is having, mathematical, English, other languages, science. So lot of data collection, lot of formalities, formatting will be there. On the basis of that, collection of data and information, then the admission letter will be allotted and he will be given the class to sit. In the same way, to have the space in computer to store your data, language programming. You need some formalities to complete. Syntax, type of data, and then some there different values, and you have to feed each one. Character, integer, floating, brackets, semicolon. So all these things, once you arrange properly, then you can go for simple programming of that is language to get the you can say in computer the separate space where it is allotted. That is the meaning of language programming in computer and artificial intelligence. So here, actually, to be very frank, I am supposed to show with laptop all these coding and language programming hints, but I am not using all those things. Just I have one whiteboard and I share my experience. So I have given some hint, and once the young children, if they are sitting and practicing, I am telling you several times, practicing, very easily they can pick up. Just only I have given a hint about that. So for coding, for app development, there are 4 steps. They can develop the app for Android, for any other one. What to learn? First thing is that what you are going to learn while you are going to develop the apps. Second, languages, what type of languages, website, app. Third, basic. And 4, to build up project placements. Some apps are like Android apps, that is software development, and this Android apps is very I can say useful in, I can say, Borno state or northern Nigeria, because here most of the smartphones they are Android, and other places the iPhones are there. Then B is, that app is, that is data science. It is for machine learning apps. Then game development. It is software development for children, different type of game, fun, entertainment for children, coding for fun for children. Then languages, what type of languages you are going to use? C, C++, Java, Python, PH, SQL, Go. To make small language programming, C programming is the best. Those who are going to learn the basic, they should start from C, language programming, and once by practice, because all you will get only by practice. Just like I am just telling you in a very simple way, I have told 2-3 times, if you want to learn the driving of the car, for that, if you are reading lot of book and note, hundreds of pages, you cannot drive unless you sit on the seat, driving seat, hold the steering, kick, start the car, and go slowly. That is the process of learning of driving, is by action, by application, by skill, not by reading. So here all this what hint I am giving, it may look some little bit difficult, but if you sit and check all this there on the laptop, you will understand every hint what I am giving here. So to make small language programming, best language is, that is C, that is programming language, and once you know C, then you can go and it will be very easy for you to learn Python, Java, C++, etc. Then if you are going for your language programming, first topic part, and that first topic part, first word you have to learn, that is called syntax. syntax. You will come across first syntax. Syntax is the first topic you have to remember. And what is syntax? Syntax is just like you can say methodology, formatting, or we can say some formula to solve the mathematical problem. That is called syntax. So under syntax, for formatting or formula or format. Then second one, what you are going to have, that is called type of data type. So there are two type of data type, primary and secondary. In primary, you are getting CHR, that is character. Then IN, integer. Character means ABCD, integer means 1, 2, 3. And then floating, decimal and other ones. Then secondary data type is array, and that is for printing. So that you can know later on. First you have to see the primary type. So as you know, in computer machine, we cannot store data directly. That I have already given you very simple example, like if you are to admit any student in any school, you cannot go and directly put him in any class. It has to be allotted on the basis of some formalities, some knowing the qualification and all these informations. Some rule should be there. So here also in computer machine, you cannot put data as such any storage unless you are allotted the space, memory in computer. So for that you need all this. So you have to get allotted some space for data storage. In the same way, you cannot get class allotment directly unless follow some procedure in school. In the same way, there are certain rules for data type and variables to store in computer memory as data storage. So it is possible when memory allocation is given to store the data. So first is data type variables. What are data type variables? First is, that is character 1 byte, and it is character value is ABC. That one you have to get. Then int means integer value, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Then float 1.2, 2.2 in decimal, 3.4. Then you can store character value, float value. Then memory is allotted in your computer to store integer, pen and other values. Keyword or function for C language programming. First keyword, which is very important, that you have to write PRIN, print. Very important function for output print. Without that, you cannot get output print. Then scanf. Scanf is to read character value. Then int is %d to assign value, %c to assign character, %s that string, and %f means decimal character. And then go to header, and that header file you have to put this hash include conoi.h within these two closure, and then second one hash include within bracket stdio h. So you have to type on header this, and then for this bracket, one is open, one is closed there, curly bracket. In that bracket, then you can write, and it can be produced, printed. And here, for any statement, you have to use semicolon. If semicolon is not used, that semicolon, this one is very important after every statement. If you are not using them, you cannot stop, it will be running. So semicolon is very important. These curly brackets are important. Within that bracket, all the write-up you are giving here. So all these functions, all these keywords, you will understand when you are sitting on driving seat of laptop, computer. Otherwise, by reading this, you can. But this will help you a lot. That's all. So here I have given you the hint, and these hints are for young generation, those who are going to adopt their career in artificial intelligence, computer, and they want to learn different language programming and coding. It is going to help them. That much hint is enough. But again I am repeating, it is by practice. You will know this, you are given idea, what are the functions, what are the different type of keywords, coding, language programming, the meaning of coding. All I have given in a very, very simple way their basic concept, their value, by giving very simple example of schooling or cutting and all those things. Why different type of languages programming are used? Why not only one? Why not only one tool? Language tool, just like why not only one cutting tool, X? We can cut everything by X? No. We can do everything language programming by only Python or Java? No, not like that. So I have given all the very, very basic concept. The rest you can learn only by sitting and practicing by yourself. Practice makes anyone perfect. Without practice, you cannot be perfect. Without driving the car for several hours, several months, you cannot have confidence and road sense. In the same way, unless you are practicing, you will not be having confidence in all this language programming and coding. With this, I will stop. Thank you very much for watching the lecture.